here's your host, Deb St.Hilaire.
Whoa, welcome to the Divalution. It's a party in the house tonight. Right, Josh?
Yes, it is.
It's our 1 year celebration. Congratulations.
Oh, yes.
It has been a hell of a ride. Am I allowed to say that, Josh?
Yep.
We have been through a lot of transformations. It all started with the Divalution LLC 1 year ago with Julie Carr, and we miss and love you, Julie.
Hello, Julie.
And Tammy
Hello.
Yes, Tammy's
joined
still
us,
here.
and then Misty joined us.
Good evening.
So we've stayed in threes.
And threes.
It's a magical number, 3. And, of course, our diva dude, who we could not be here without,
Absolutely.
who has stood by us. We thank you, Josh, so much.
We do.
We love you,
Make it
Josh.
possible.
We do? We love him?
Yes, we do.
We do?
Yes,
We
we
do.
do.
Wow.
Say it like you mean it.
Come on. Come on,
kinda-
Dad.
Say it like you mean it.
I love you, Josh.
Thank you.
Yes.
And he has been through a lot with us and has been there through every step of the way.
And he barely has any hair.
That's right, I'm still alive.
Yeah.
Although I've seen a knife in his hand raised a couple of times.
I'm surprised he has any hair left.
And his blood pressure is okay now.
Not anymore, he says.
But not only is the show a year old, but the Divalution LLC is also a year old. And this is the fun part of the Divalution, and to unite women with red wine and laughter for the mutual elation of humankind is our goal. But our mission is to serve women, to help women in all walks of life.
Exactly. Support and encourage and help.
That's right. Empower, entertain, and enlighten.
That's right.
And our ultimate goal that we couldn't do without our advertisers who are here with us tonight, many of them. And
It's nice to see 'em.
It is. And you too, Juliana.
Thank you.
You were one of our first.
Well, yes.
Thank you very much. Jim Gall, who was going to try to make it, but he was in Traverse City today. And Heather was one of our first. And Becky Beecher from Standby Appliance has been there every step of the way
And
with us.
she really works us, too.
She does. She's
really-
good.
yeah.
We like her a lot. And she sponsors Dance Diva Dance on Saturday mornings, which
And boy,
is
don't
very
we
fun.
just.
We do, yes. But the whole thing is sometimes we lose sight of our big picture mission. And that big picture mission is to someday provide women entrepreneurs with low interest loans to get their businesses going. And to help women that are down in their luck, that have gone through a divorce, that have
Struggle.
Yes, pay their utility bills with low interest loans. And, that's what it's all about. We're all here to help each other get up by their bootstraps, whether they're expensive leather boots or they're Goodwill boots.
Yeah.
And we're here to support without judgment. Right?
Right.
We've been there before.
We've been there. All of us have been there before. So that's what the Divalution is all about. And without the people in this room, and we'll talk later about all of our advertisers, but without you, we could not be here. So thank you.
Absolutely.
Thank you so very much. So we have evolved into the show that we are today.
Yes.
This last year, we started on Spreaker, made it to iTunes, and now, thanks to Josh, again, we are on iHeartRadio, and we already have over 2,000 downloads. 2,200 last count.
Where do these
on
people come from? My
iHeartRadio.
God.
They're coming from everywhere.
Everywhere.
That's
I
the
can
beauty
imagine.
of it.
Amazing.
I'm just wider and larger than life.
It's sweet.
Yes.
And what that says is it's time. It's time for women to come together as well as men supporting us and be ourselves and empower each other instead of belittle each other. There's plenty of room for all of us to be successful.
Yes.
And that's what we do here.
Yes. We live in a limitless universe and not limited, and that's the problem. People think everything has limits, and it doesn't.
No,
It's limitless.
that's right.
There's enough for everyone.
This is a wonderful time for me to talk now, too, if that's
Go,
good.
Josh.
And now we're going to let Josh.
Now Josh gets to talk.
I'm a little nervous.
Yay, you guys
but
were supposed to
okay.
cheer when I started talking, by the way. Pay attention. All right, so here's what the deal is, right? Is internet radio is what we're doing here. It's not a new idea. It's been around for a long time. People all over the world are doing internet radio. What's new about it is making money with internet radio, right? And it's very few stations have done it. That's what I would say. Very few stations have done it. So when you start a business like this, you know, people in the room, massage therapist, right? They can call somebody and they can say, hey, what should I do to make more money? Or how do I do this? Or what should I do about this? In this world of making money with internet radio, you're on the maiden voyage, right? There's nobody that's done it before.
Right.
So,
Columbus.
you know, and I did this 5 years ago, was able to make some money with it. You guys are starting now to be able to generate some income from it, but it's still in the maiden voyage, right?
Yes.
And it's going to take a few years. It's going to take a while. You guys have come so far in the first year that you should give yourselves a round of applause for what you've done in the first year.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Josh.
It's a constant battle to figure out how to do it, what to do, because nobody's gone there before. So you're making your own path. I
This
think
may be the nicest things he's ever
Well,
said to me, so I'm going to bask
suck it up
in
because it's going to get worse here in a minute. The biggest thing is that when I've done it in the past, even with other people, they've never had a niche. They've never had a group of people that they were targeting. They were just targeting the world, right? And there's a lot of truth to being able to conquer your hometown before you conquer the world, right? You have to conquer your hometown first. You guys are able to do that because you have women, right? You have the ability to reach out to women. You're focused on women, and that creates an audience for you, a built-in audience. Because there's another guy here. Tammy's husband showed up. That's nice.
Yay!
Thank you.
There's Pat. There's Pat and Nate.
Pat. Oh, Nate's here too. Wow, we're taking over, you women.
But you know what happens, though? Every time we start making money at something, the guys take over.
Oh,
Oh, no.
shut her mic off. That's not what we're here for today. So the whole point is that this is an extremely complicated deal, and to see somebody else walk in from the outside that's been in business for a long time, they might be able to make quick judgments and say, well, you should be doing this or you should be doing that. This is a whole different animal. So what you're doing is right. You have to continue doing it. Without support of these people, you said that earlier, that it would be nowhere. So thank you for involving me in this fun little ride. I'm happy to be here. I'm happy to help however I can. But you guys have done a great job with what you have here. So continue to make your own path and don't make the same mistakes that I did. And
we got you here to help us not.
That is the nicest thing you've ever said.
Well,
Oh, she's going to cry.
I don't.
now.
I'm like shocked. You really do like me, don't
Oh, you do.
now we're going to talk about the truth. Ready? Here we go.
No, your time's
Now
up now.
comes the
We're
truth.
moving along. We're moving ahead. Thank you, Josh. And we are so lucky to have you.
We are. This wouldn't be possible without Josh.
Well, it would be, but who knows what would be happening.
Where would we be?
Yeah.
We might not even, there'd be like all random stuff going. I almost said the S word like I do sometimes. So thank you very, very much, Josh. I appreciate that.
Juliana, are we going to ask her?
She's going to, yes.
Are we ready?
Juliana Tacey, that owns the massage therapy that advertises with us, has asked to interview me, and so go ahead.
All right. Well, you
I'm
and I,
nervous.
we both have businesses, your coaching job and my massage job, and it's very private. You don't get to have advertising, oh, yeah, I have this person as a client. This is something that we can't do because all of the stuff that we do is private. What is it that makes you so much special? Because I can talk because you're my life coach. I can say that. But there's not a lot of people who can say that. Okay, so I want to say, number one, that I think that you're wonderful at this.
Well, thank you.
Okay, the second thing is, how did you get all these ways of dealing with stuff that I come up with these problems, then I want to do this and I want to do that, and you're showing me how to do this. How did you find out how to do these things? Did you take a class in becoming a life coach, or did you get some kind of a special kind of licensing, and how did you do this? How did you go about getting this?
Yes and yes. I have a lot of certifications because I'm a learner. I'm one of those kind of people that are a lifelong learner. And so anytime I can grab something that is not part of my repertoire, I do it. And the reason why I do that is so that, and I take copious notes, is so that I can help every woman. I want to help every woman. And I know that I can't, but if somebody comes to me and really wants to change or needs a problem solved and we can do it together, I have a huge bag of tools that I can dip into to help men and women, actually, and even families. And I do it because that's what I do. It's
hard to put a price on when you do things like that, and you should be paid for this. This is something that you've got the instructions for doing. You've been getting these scholarships and these credits for this kind of classes. How much do you pay for something like this, and how do you get because this is something that you should really feel empowered with the money for.
Yes, that's true.
Yeah.
And that's such a hard decision for me.
Because you want to help somebody, but you don't want to make it out of their price range.
Right.
I do the same.
There's a lot of coaches. There's a lot of coaches that are coaching coaches to make more money, to reach six figures. And you know what? If I did, that would be really good because I could really help a lot more people. But my whole thing is I want to help women that need help. It doesn't matter if you are extremely wealthy or extremely poor. Somehow we will work out a coaching program that's going to fit your needs and your budget. Because if you need it, I want you to know that I'm here for you. And I know a lot of coaches would argue with that, but that's how it is. That's just how it is.
All right. One question here, really quick. I know this is not going to be something that you're going to be able to answer in just one answer. Okay. This coaching thing that you do, it's a lot like what a mother does. How do you stop from mothering the people that you get to come in and say, hey, I need help? Because you are the closest thing to a lot of these people, as a mother, that a mother could get. I mean...
That is hard because I'm very empathetic.
Yes.
So that is very hard. And at first, I had a very difficult time. And it's funny because you know how I firmly believe that a person comes into your life when you need that person and vice versa. And there's a synchronicity that happens. And Julie, when she was with me, we coached each other. And she taught me that to step back and look at things objectively and not to get that involved in that person's life and not to take it personally when they don't fulfill their goals. And I mean, when they tell me what they want to do and we make a map and I expect them and hold them accountable to do what they say they're going to do. And when they don't, that is like a mother freaking out. But I try not to, and we just go back to take a step back and start all over again. And if you have to keep doing that, then you keep doing that. And it really helps if you drink a lot of wine because then you're taking a step backwards too.
Okay, all right. I just have one single little bitty question. Where do you see yourself going from here?
Man, you are like very...
Yeah,
demanding.
I know.
Deb, after this, Misty has a wonderful idea. So after you answer this question,
where do I see myself going? That's
like on the way home, like to the bar. Or?
No, we're all going. We're all going
Old
out.
City Hall.
There you
City
go.
Hall, half off wine night. We'll see you there.
That is a really powerful question because
only the powerful people can answer it.
Well, thank you. For the last year, I have been so focused on the show and getting W4 Divas up and going. And thanks to Josh and Tammy and Misty, W4 Divas seems to, and our advertisers, of course, seems to be gaining a life of its own and becoming its own entity, which is what I really wanted to happen. Tammy and I have talked about that several times. So now, when